Hello guys, Artsy Sophia here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating some art while I tell some creepy elf/duende stories. I hope you enjoy it. My dad, when he was a child, said it was after a funeral service all the kids ran back home and my dad stayed behind. So he decided to run after them. As he was running, he passed by a house that was dark. He heard the little whispers, and where he looked, there was a group of duendes. But the girl duende came to him and called him to get closer to her. As he was getting closer to her and ready to touch her, out of nowhere, a man yelled at him and asked him what he was doing. And well, with that distraction, he looked back where the duendes were, and they were gone. He said after that he got really scared, stopped eating and couldn't sleep. He didn't talk and was terrified of everything. My grandma saw this and she didn't like how he was behaving or how he was looking. My dad, a dark-skinned man, apparently turned pale. So she took him to a healer and started cleansing him with an egg, and he still remembers every egg that was cracked on him. And then the healer said that if my grandma would have taken another day or so, the duendes would have taken my dad's mind and soul. I don't really know the details. He's way better now, but after everything, he respects them, the duendes, and doesn't talk trash about them. My friend's dad once told me a story about elves/duendes. My friend's dad is a stoic kind of man, serious demeanor, doesn't really joke much. He told us that when he was younger, both he and his brother had to gather some lumber in the woods that was near their home. As they had reached a plentiful amount, they headed back only to be surrounded by laughter coming from the tree branches. When they looked up, they saw people on the branches, little people. They soon began to urinate on them. They left the lumber and ran as fast as they could, only to find that they were covered in warts where the duendes had urinated on them. He believes they were gathering wood from where the elves called their home, and saw them as intruders. This happened in Mexico. When I was 6, I saw a duende who tried to force me to play with him. So I grabbed a small sharp kitchen knife. Because he hurt me, I ran back to my room and I stabbed him. Then I hid the knife under my pillow for days, till my mom made my bed and found it, asking me why I had it. And I said, "Don't you see the blood on the knife?" But she didn't see it. But I did. After that, the duende came back with an elder and asked me why I stabbed him. And I said so the duende would leave me alone because he hurt me. He said if I offered them candy, they would never trouble me again. So I took out some candy and left it by the closet and left the room. I never saw them again. And as I got older, my mom told me they might have been house gnomes to protect the house and give us luck and money. I was pissed and I told her, "What if they took me away or seriously hurt me? All you care about is the money." My wife and I are both college-educated professionals. Other than this one time that I'm about to describe, we've never experienced anything that would qualify as paranormal. We've never seen ghosts, UFOs, Bigfoot, etc. The reason why I'm posting this is because I am genuinely looking for any information on what we saw. At this time, about 12 years ago, we lived in northeastern AZ in southern Apache County, close to the Navajo Nation. We had no kids at the time and would typically go out to dinner after work on Friday nights. We would drive about an hour to a neighboring town, as our very small town had few good restaurants. As we were driving back, my wife was behind the wheel. Around 9 or 10 p.m, we were both watching out for animals. It wasn't uncommon to see deer, antelope, and jackrabbits, which would damage our truck if we hit them. We'd also often see rats, mice, and prairie dogs too. So as we're going along, all of a sudden, this small, about 18 inches tall bipedal creature goes running out in front of us. It ran from one side of the road to the other and disappeared in the cedar trees that are typical along the main highway we are traveling. The most messed up part was that the thing was wearing clothes. It was dressed in a robe and a pointy hat. We can't really remember the colors of the clothes, but we both agree that the hat was red. It did not look cute or friendly, more like the stuff of nightmares. Its skin was a dark brown or grey. Its face looked monstrous and grimacing. I had the impression that it was very distressed and seemed to be running away from someone or something. It seemed oblivious to us and our truck. I looked over at my wife, who neither hit the brakes nor swerved whatsoever, and she's just looking straight ahead at the road. I seriously thought I had just had a hallucination. Not because I've had one before, but I can't believe what I just saw. So I said, "Did you see that?" To which she quietly replied, "Yeah." In order to confirm my own sanity, I needed to hear her say what she saw first. I then said, "What did you see?" She then said, "Like a little person with a wizard hat on." Then I said, "Yeah, what the fuck?" I honestly wouldn't believe my own eyes and memory if she hadn't seen it too. She also said that if I hadn't seen it too, she would have completely shut it out of her mind and would have long forgotten it by now. In fact, I would have serious doubts if I had said what it was first and then she agreed with me. We've talked about it several times since then and are still dumbfounded on what it was. I've done some research and it's hard to glean any information because people all around the world have claimed to see small humanoid creatures for hundreds if not thousands of years. The variations are all over the place. The thing wasn't like the friendly looking garden gnomes that people have in their yards. I hope to never see one again, and sure as shit wouldn't go looking for one. My wife once described it as a little demon. Does anyone have any experience with such a thing, or can point me to some information about this type of creature? I choose to call it El Duende, as that seemed appropriate for our region. Thanks. Right guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and if you reach the end, I just want to say thanks, and I hope to continue making content like this one. Be sure to check out my social media and there will be more to come. Thank you very much.